you mentioned you were a weird kid. What does that mean? How are you manifesting this weirdness? Were you like a class clown type or?
Well, I was a jock. I was a sporty kid.
What are we talking? Track?
I played basketball and soccer, and I was the captain of the swim team in high school.
Oh,
Before
damn.
that, I also played like
Versatile.
softball and a bunch of, like every sport kind of. But
did you excel at them?
No, but it was like fun, and I had a lot of heart.
So you're a Rudy, essentially.
Yeah, like for real. Because I was like little.
You were like the team mascot.
No, I'm not even kidding. I was the team mascot in high school. I was a red bird.
Were you really?
Yeah, I really was.
Wait, you quit the sports to be the mascot?
No, I was I would like do it on weekend days, because
for like pep rallies or something.
Well, my boyfriend was on the football team.
Okay.
And I would go be the mascot for the football team.
That's hilarious. I was a mascot in college. Fun fact.
What were you?
University of Minnesota Golden Gopher.
Oh my God.
I was a student athlete. I got a swag and scholarships and stuff.
That's
a lot of work.
Stuff. It is a lot of stuff. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
It's silent improv. You do a lot of bits and stuff.
Oh my God. Can you tumble?
No, we didn't do any of that. We did like the funny aspect.
Yeah.
Or we just do sketches and stuff with other mascots. It was very fun.
That's amazing.
It was a crazy experience.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were athletic, but how were you weird though?
Well, I think where I grew up, there was a certain way that
girls were supposed to be
and that boys were supposed to be, and I was definitely.
I wouldn't call that weird though. I'd say different. Tomboy.
Well. Sure, you can think that. I will say, when you are a little girl and you want to be Charlie Chaplin for Halloween and all of your other friends are Jem.
That's pretty funny, though.
Like, people are like, this child is odd. Like, and I don't think people were, like, mad about it. More just like, this is an odd person.
Right.
We think she's okay.
I get that.
But she's odd.
Yeah. I'm just used to, like, outlandish comedians on here who say they're weird, and it just manifested itself in sort of class clown behavior and pranks and bits and things like that.
I think it was actually that I had no idea. So I didn't know anything about queerness. And also I was like a kid.
Right.
But little kids are still queer. So I was like just trying to express myself in every way possible. And it was like fine, but I look back on it and it's very funny. Like, for instance, there was a year that the class, like our school play was about Christopher Columbus. And so in the name of the play was In Quest of Columbus. It was a musical.
Okay.
Christopher Columbus was not the star of the play.
Okay.
It was a very bit part, but it was the titular role.
Yeah.
And so there were auditions, and I just went to the auditions, and I said, I'm Cameron Esposito. I'm here to audition for the role of Christopher Columbus. And I mean, I was in 4th grade. This wasn't a girls and boys can audition for Christopher Columbus.
Right.
I just showed up to audition for, because I was like, this is the best part in the show. Like, this is the star of the show because this is Christopher Columbus.
Right.
And I had like one line, basically. And Christopher Columbus had one line, but I was like, this is it. Like, I have to do it. And so I remember the teachers' faces when I walked in, and they were like, we can't think of a reason that you can't do this. So they let me audition.
Yeah.
And then they decided to cast, decided to make there be 2 casts because they wanted to support me being Christopher Columbus.
Right.
But then they also thought it would be weird if there was only a girl that played Christopher Columbus. So during the day, I was Christopher Columbus, and at night, my classmate Bob was Christopher Columbus. But like, just imagine. So again, I wasn't like being openly made fun of when I was a kid, but more so people were just like, just had no idea what to do with me. Like, sure, I guess you could. I mean, there's like girl roles in the show, right? And I was like, excuse me, I don't want to be the girl roles in the show. I like to be Christopher Columbus, who is the star of the show. Like, and they were like, well, okay,
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
I feel like it was Key and Peele writer Charlie Sanders I had on. He was Scrooge in like 4th grade, but they did 2 versions too because a girl wanted to be Scrooge as well. So I think this is kind of a normal thing.
I mean, I just think. Well, maybe it is a normal thing.
Was that what you were looking for, though? Center of attention type of stuff? Were you always looking for attention?
I think I just wanted to be like. Do I want to be center of attention? I think I always just wanted to be like the best one.
But you knew Columbus only had one line.
Yeah, but
It was the titular character.
Everybody else in the show was a time traveler that like went back to meet Christopher
weird.
Columbus. So Christopher Columbus was like the coolest one. Because Christopher Columbus was actually, the rest of them were just like, I'm Dottie, like just like made up characters.
Right.
But this was Christopher fucking Columbus, who I now know was like a real piece of shit.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, like,
when that holiday comes around,
I
Twitter,
now know that this is like a terrible thing to me.
hashtag activism on Columbus is crazy right now.
That this is like not okay. But at the time,
it was a hot spot.
yeah, this is the 80s.
Were you performing a lot? Were you doing other theater or
No. Nope.
Nothing. Just that was a one-off.
it.
That's hilarious. You were kind of weird.
I'm telling you, I was a weird kid, like just like a little off. Just a little off. Always wearing like a little bit the weirdest outfit. Like always a little bit like just the wrong thing for Halloween. Like there was one Halloween where I just wore a beard. Like I just can't explain. It's.
I don't think that's bad though. That's better than wanting to be a slutty girl every Halloween.
Talk me out of this being all weird stuff, and I'm telling you, this is fucking weird.
When you
stuff.
add it up, yeah, it's slowly.
It was weird. I was a weird kid.
Were you a smart kid?
I also had an eye patch.
Wait.
I had to wear an eye patch.
Oh yeah, because you're
because
cross-eyed.
I had cross eyes for 8 years.
8 years you had to wear an eye patch?
I'm telling you, I was a
well, that's what it
weird
stems from then.
kid.
Then you have this weird flair that you have to sort of rationalize and feed into.
I was a weird little gay eye patched child.